What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We out here with some more Home Free. This time we're checking out the song Understand. And let me go down here just to make sure if this is a cover or an original. Video created, film, producer. I don't see anything that says that this is a cover. So it must be an original. And the producer's Ben Halley. Okay. All right. Now, how they going to get me feeling? Am I going to talk about my family like I always do when it comes to a Home Free video? I might. Looks like they own some Top Gun action. Let's go ahead and shut up and turn it up. Oh no, I missed the first part of that melody. We don't do that here. There it is.
I might not know the reason for the changing of the season, but I know how I feel about this when it comes to birds and the bees and chemistry, baby. You and me, we're a perfect fit.
The birds and the bees, huh? Okay, see, here I go again. It didn't take long. It didn't take long. But I like what Tim is saying here, right? Where he says, I don't know much about all of that and everything, but I got a good feeling right here. When I first met my wife for the first time, okay, guys, the first time I told her that I was going to make her my wife, specifically for the reasons that Tim just said here, because I just knew, like I found her and I said, everything just connected. The stars aligned, if you will, right? Didn't know about any of the other stuff, but this I understood. And I kept my promise, baby.
It comes to birds and the bees and chemistry, baby. You and me, we're a perfect fit in a world where anything goes. Out of control, girl, it's good to know there's a heart of gold and someone to hold back home waiting on me.
See, I like that. Out of control and everything. See, one of the things that I've never been is I've never been like a multiple woman type of guy. Okay. And I actually, funny thing is I never actually had an issue in the women department. Like I never really did. And I think a lot of it's mostly because of how tall I was. Women like a tall guy. And there were times I think I probably had like maybe, and it's probably a low number. Then again, I got with my wife in high school. Probably had somewhere between like maybe 10 to 12 girlfriends before I had met my wife, stemming all the way down to elementary, right? But it got to the point to where I got tired. I was sitting here thinking like, wow, this is very exhausting. You know, dating somebody, not working out, dating somebody, not working out, dating somebody, not working out. So I just decided to take a step back and say, all right, well, I'm going to pray to God and I'm going to say, hey, I'm tired of this. I'm going to stop looking. And the next woman that you send my way, hopefully that's who it's going to be, right? And God knows my heart and everything. He knows that I was trying to settle down. He knows that whatever woman was going to come my way, I was going to put the work in to stick with this one. Right. And I think a lot of it is because of all that stuff I went through, like out of control people that kind of just want to hook up for a one night stand. None of that stuff interested me. So they speak it to me today. OK.
There's a lot of things I can't figure out, like how a 737 gets off the ground when a prayer goes up and answer comes down. What you doing with me right here, right now? Why am I such a lucky man? Head on my shoulder, hand in my hand, it'll always be a mystery. Yeah, there's just some things I don't need to understand.
See, that's another way of saying that is not looking a gifted horse in the mouth, right? That if something good has landed in your hands, then don't question it. Accept it. Be humble. Say thank you. To this day, I tell my wife, like to this day, we've been together for 14 years and married for 8. I tell her, I was like, I got no eyes for any other woman. You still to this day continue to have everything that I want in a woman. Even though we started dating in high school. Now, mind you, we are two completely different people. We grew up together, got together at ages of 18. And then what did I say? 14 years together. I'm 32 and she's 31. So we pretty much grew up together, went through the whole confusing adult life and everything. And to this day, she still is the same woman. And I don't sit there and get on my knees and say, wow, God, What did I do to deserve something like this? Instead, I thank him every day.
A mystery, yeah, there's just some things I don't need to understand.
I don't need to understand it.
When you're rolling on this crazy ride, I don't know how the mind decides which moments become memories you're gonna keep for life. Come on, baby, what you say we makes the more tonight.
There's a lot of things I can't figure out, like how a 737 gets off the ground when a prayer goes up and answer comes down. What you doing with me right here, right now?
The beautiful thing about what they're saying, right, is that they're kind of like comparing like how 737 gets off the ground. Obviously, there's a lot of complexities, but the interesting thing here is why they decided to do that type of comparison. And I think a lot of it is because no matter how complicated, science and math and stuff can get, I think love will continue to be one of, if not the most complex things to understand. And a lot of reasoning for that is that a lot of decisions that go into love is based outside of reason, if you will, right? You'll find yourself doing unlogical things for the pursuit of love. Now, a 737 getting off the ground, all of that's logical. There's reason. This is going to happen because of this. It don't work that way with love. So I think that's interesting how they do in that comparison, because it's like, I don't necessarily need to understand it. It works with the beast, with the plane. You have to understand it, otherwise it don't work. I love that. I love this song.
Why am I such a lucky man? Head on my shoulder, hand in my hand, it'll always be a mystery. Yeah, there's just some things I don't need to understand.
Come on, Rob.
How the moon causes oceans to rise, and where the time goes when it flies. There's a lot of things I can't figure out, like how a 737 gets off the ground and a prayer goes up and answer comes down. What you doing with me right here, right now? Why am I such a lucky man? Head on my shoulder, hand in my hand, it'll always be a mystery. Yeah, there's just some things I don't need to understand.
Hey. Absolutely beautiful song. Absolutely beautiful song. Once again, Home Free. I wouldn't say reigniting, right? Because I feel like me and my wife try to reignite our love every chance we get. But it's songs like this, you know what I mean, that keeps me grounded. And actually, if you guys are still here and haven't clicked, well, if you have clicked out, thank you for watching. I want to tell you guys something. Music, it's always been a really big part of my life, right? It's obviously, I'm here starting this channel, just doing a bunch of reviews on different type of music. And a lot of that started for me back in middle school with jazz and everything. But I really started diving into the power of music when me and my wife was in college. Both of us we went to different colleges. My wife had a full ride scholarship. She was a Kaufman Scholar. If any of you guys know who that is, essentially, I think you join them in middle school and you go through like certain activities and stuff. And if you graduate high school in that program, they give you a full ride scholarship. So my wife went to Hampton University and I went to K-State, and those were some very challenging times. Obviously, communication is key. We did a whole lot of FaceTime, whole lot of late night talk, because I only had eyes for her and she only had eyes for me. And we made sure it stayed that way with continuous communication. But another thing is, during the times of temptation, right? Because it's college, there's a lot of temptation. And like I told you guys, I never really had an issue with female. And in the female department, there was this artist. His name is Life Jennings. And most of his music is centered around cultivating a relationship and keeping it grounded. I tell you, not even to this day, I still listen to that. So if any of you guys have any type of relationship issues, or if you're single and want to know the type of mindset and stuff that you need to be in, or the type of pitfalls that you need to avoid in order to keep a relationship healthy, Life Jennings. Big time. If you haven't known, he hasn't put out anything, I think, in a while, but all of his old stuff still rings true today. Still, he's kind of like an R&B type of artist, but definitely check him out, because Home Free is like the country version, a little bit, a country version of like Life Jennings. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.